Perfect.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me.
No affiliation, why they faking? This ain't for debating. We the real, they really imitation. I be contemplating why this ain't no like heavy rotation on radio stations. I just pray the Lord give me patience, cause I'm running through these rappers like my name Walter Payton. Shitting on these rappers, 9 to 5 is my occupation. Raw, you come in with your best troops, you best bring more. Already told you I got the juice like Orenthal. Already know what I'm about to do, bet your men fall. Everyone know that we got the truth, all your men falls. So boss, overtaking our enemies. Moves calculated and orchestrated like symphonies. Smooth operated when bringing haters to misery. Top 5 list ain't shit unless you mention me. Yeah, that's why we don't associate. Fuck niggas make them more fuck niggas. Why they procreate, why they overhate, cause they time is short and a moment late. Let it culminate to they harder race and it palpitate. Cowards perpetrate like they little group is respectable. Talking intellectual, all of you homosexuals, faggots.
There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
I don't want to congregate. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want the fellowship. I ain't trying to build with you. Ain't the UPK, ain't the truth. Keep it real with you. Defenders of the faith, I got no problem bumping heads with you. All that bullshit, you can take it over there with you. Rather be a houseboy. Rather run with them field niggas. Show them to put in work. Move mountain, crush hills, nigga. Take a dead soul, breathe life and make it live, nigga. No affiliation, so it's no one to compare with us. Took the Lord's laws and just added it with fear, nigga. Aim for the body, cause you know that killer head quicker. With these bars, I'm on my grizzly, so bear witness. You spit cold, I spit flu. Don't compare sickness. You floss diamond, I floss fringes. Don't compare dentists. You PK, we men the wall shit. We ain't Christian. Harm one of us, get pistol whipped like the gun got a belt with it. I'm bred different. The competition just a mill. I'm fed different. I stood front line on them fields. I bled different. I'd rather be a corpse than a coward. I'm led different. Shit, I'm led different. Come through like a juggernaut, so don't get in the way. And we take everything serious. We don't play. I wonder now what they gon' say. Shit, we make profits out of shooters like the NBA. You get slayed for switching sides, nigga. We ain't on the same page. Immaculate conception. Wow. These niggas bitch made. I'm sticking with the foundation where my bricks laid. You switch sides, I'd rather switch K's. You was never with us, nigga. Just know we on mission, nigga. Right hand hold the scriptures, nigga. Left hip hold the pistol, nigga. How you want it? You can get it spiritual or physics, nigga. Wrong ones to come against, so bring an army with you. No affiliation. When you see us, make the difference with us. No affiliation. When you see us, know we different, nigga. No affiliation, so no, you can't kick it with us. The wrong ones to come against, bring an army with you.
Perfect.
I ain't kicking it with no hypocrites. Tell me why your life in parallel with what you spit. Talking about you pack gas and you busting clips. Type of cat that come round wouldn't bust a lip. Acting like you hear licks and you flipping bricks. You ain't never touched a nick, dog, you full of shit. When from the cameras, you talking slick. Behind that twinkle in your eyes, I can see a bitch coming up with anything just to make a hit. Only way that this should defend you is if the shoe fits. Yeah, this is a message to my listeners. When I storm the beat, I'm never taking any prisoners. Verbally a criminal, style that's unequivocal. As the pinnacle of a lyrical individual. Music is medicinal, substance before residuals. Consistency is critical, pivotal in my rituals. Analog or digital, killing it is habitual. Well, all your rhyme is typical, visually it's pitiful. Cause the image that's been depicted, I know it's mythical, inadmissible, cause we know all your words are fictional. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. And if you ain't about it, why the fuck you talking about it? Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Yo, you just a cream puff with a mean bluff. Only when your team round, when you seem tough. You ain't got one edge on you that seem rough. You ain't hard cause you got tattoos and scruff. Bitch, I call a spade and a punk a punk. I don't call my bodyguard if we got a scuff. I get knuck if I buck and I roll up my cuffs. We can go toe for toe, blow for blow, punch for punch. Cause you ain't never caught a homie, you ain't never dropped a body. Come to think of it, homie, man, you ain't killing anybody. I got a better chance of joining the Illuminati than us believing you're a gangster like John Gotti. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. Don't talk about it, let me see it be about it. And if you ain't about it, what do I gotta talk devilish to be relevant? Talk about drugs I'm peddling, pills, coke or heroin, mixing it with the medicine, something like an experiment, and then start acting feminine. These rappers wearing skinny jeans like they got too much estrogen. Homosexual specimens, all of y'all look effeminate. Excuse me, I grew up in the 90s, I'm out my element, which might explain my temperament and why I'm staying separate. But somebody's gotta come set a precedent. So while I'm in the room, let me address the elephant. This is the state of hip-hop because we let the devil in. Folks without no melanin, demons inside a skeleton. They infiltrated hip-hop early in its development, destroying what was genuine. Please don't let the devil in. We ain't gotta buy it just because they selling it. Go shop the only remnant, saving whatever's left of it. Tell them 2 times, man, please don't let the devil in. When I say hip, y'all say hop. Hip, hop, hip, hop. When I say 2, y'all say pop. 2, pop, 2, pop. When I say 1, y'all say west. 1, west, 1, west. When I say lost, y'all say tribes. Lost, tribes, 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 nigga, tribe, nigga.
Shabrakatha. We good? Yeah, let's clap it up again, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. No sweat, no sweat. Shalom. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatha to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Al-Tha B'Hashem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Bon Kayal, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And we are coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And tonight is our Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Right. All right. And this is one of the most important classes that we hold all week, because this is what the world needs most, man. Right. This is what our nation needs most in order to repair just the abject dysfunction that we all have been relegated to in this empire because of oppression, because of systemic injustice, because our oppressor brutalizes us any opportunity he can, because of the transatlantic slave trade, man. Right. You know, we're still struggling with coming up out of slavery. It's 2023. We're still dealing with the mental anguish, the physical anguish, man, the spiritual anguish of slavery. Right. And we are not that far removed from the plantation, man. All my brothers and sisters that, you know, are going to come down to North Carolina and converge onto Raleigh, Raleigh and Durham, man. You're going to have an opportunity to visit one of the oldest, most preserved plantations here in North Carolina, over at Stagville. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a very revealing experience. That's right. It's going to be a very humbling experience. Right. You know, it's going to be an intensely sobering experience. Right. I'm still unpacking You know, everything from our trip. We weren't there that long, but I was there long enough, man. Right. You can't help but to feel just the spirit of that place. You know, looking at the grounds, looking at where our ancestors toiled in the field, right. Not just in the field. That's another thing that's going to change your perspective of our brothers and sisters that were enslaved. Okay, you're going to get a newfound understanding and appreciation for everything that they went through, everything that they endured, everything that they suffered. Right. And our resilience is what's remarkable to me. This is how I know that we are chosen by the Most High Power, for us to go through so much at the hands of so many, and to still survive and to still thrive to a certain degree. So many people, so many of us on the plantation, we had definitive skill sets. I'm looking, shout out to Precinct Officer Thawadah, man. This brother sent me a video today. We're doing research for this lecture, you know. And on this video, we get to see a day in Haiti, which is where most of the slaves that came off of the plantation in Stagville, and other surrounding areas converged onto Durham, because it was a black Wall Street. It was a black Mecca. We had no other option, no other choice but to depend upon each other, to depend upon one another in order to survive. I'm seeing our people literally thriving. It looked like a black haven. It honestly did. I just wish that we could get back to some semblance of that. And I know that we have that here in this school, within the parameters of the ISUPK. You got to come in here if you truly want to fix your life, and if you truly want to find a home for you and your family where you can be safe and where you're going to be directed toward the Most High Power. This is the home of that place. This is the home of the truth. All right. I stand on that. Watching those, we had a donut shop. I'm looking at this video like, yo, this is bananas. Like Taylor's, obviously, you know, we had the banking system that we had there, the insurance company that was set up. You know, there's so many different businesses. You just think about all the businesses that you patronize in Esau's world, in the treasure cities, wherever we live, whether it be New York, Chicago, you know, Los Angeles, Houston, Miami, Raleigh, wherever we are, the things that, or the places that we go to get the things that we need in order to survive, we had all of that. We had our own grocery stores. And to actually see that is remarkable. That's right. They have video footage of Haiti, a day in the life of Haiti, man. I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. You're going to look at our people in a totally different light. And you're going to recognize that we actually are the royalty. Right. These Negroes and these boots and these braids and these gold teeth are not delusional by far. We see something in ourselves that, you know, we didn't make up. We getting all this from the book, from the Bible. Right. That's right. Go ahead, brother.
Salaki, check.
You got it?
Salaki said, if I may, if, you know, what's so heavy what you bringing out, you know, if you think about it, like you said, tonight is a very important class. You understand? Mm-hmm. Which is the topic, you know, the class is brotherhood. And we see from everything that you just said, that's why it's so important, because we've built up these cities. We've done these things. We've had so many businesses. We've had so many jobs, right. But we need each other to do that. And we can't do that without each other. So again, that's why we going through so much hellhole, because I look at my brother that's going through the same thing I'm going through, and I hate him for it.
Oh, man.
So lucky.
No, you're right. That's what we want. We're going to touch on that. Pause, no homo. We're going to touch on that tonight. Because this Frank and Murray is kicking today. No. You good. Yeah, you know, I'm Tawab. We're gonna touch on that a little bit, It's like I said, this is the Brotherhood class, and we have to understand that Brotherhood is our way of life. If you are so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, niggas, spics, wetbacks, listen up. Right. All right, we are one blood-related family chosen by the Most High Power, okay? Right. We don't have any other options. We have to depend upon each other. Right. We are that nation that is not desired according to the book of what? Zephaniah 2:1. That's who we are, all right? And there is absolutely no reason for us not to be able to attain brotherhood. Right. You think about the things that create division that are so commonplace as being customary. Christianity, for instance. We talked about almost 50,000 different denominations of Christianity, which create definitive division. No, you can't agree on the scriptures. I thought there was no private interpretation according to what the Bible said. There is no private interpretation to these scriptures. So I help me to understand what it is that we're trying to accomplish if we're going to gather ourselves together. We just saw what happened with my brother that got lynched by those at the hands of those police in Memphis. It's so much to unpack with that. First of all, these brothers to have the mentality to want to be a police officer as a Negro is insane. That is sheer desperation. That is an identity crisis. That's a brother that absolutely hates the skin that he is in. This is a brother that has no knowledge of history, none whatsoever. He's ignorant as to how, whatever the origin of of policing is in America. And we all know that the origin of policing in America is the early slave patrols. Them white boys that was on horseback that was harassing, the slaves that were on the plantations. That's the property that they were protecting and serving. They were protecting the property of the slave master. Right. They were serving the slave masters. They weren't slaving Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They weren't serving us. And for us to come off of the plantation and seek out that position just so that you can have a semblance of power in your mind, that's insanity. Right. You have power to domineer over your brother, not in the spirit of righteousness, not in the spirit of love, not in the spirit of compassion or having understanding, being empathetic. You didn't have any of that. You wanted to brutalize your brother just the same way you saw the oppressor brutalizing us on the plantation. Right. And for the life of me, I can't understand it. But then again, when you go to Esau's big head universities, it's ingrained within the culture of the university, of campus life. They promote Greek life like it's something to be desired, literally. And General Hyman, oh man, shout out to our wise council, man. Right. The elders of Israel, man. Right. The Ottawa, they broke this down as basic as it could have gotten to show you how ridiculous it is for you to strive to be anything other than a nigga, right. other than a Negro. Excuse my French. You're seeking to be Greek, and that makes no sense. The Greeks never accepted us. Right. Of course, they might give you this facade of acceptance. They'll give you an office not equal to theirs. It'll never be equal to their office, but they'll give you some subordinate role, but they'll prop you above other brothers and other sisters. So you feel like you're winning, when in all actuality, the joke is on you. Right. And those brothers, they pledged Omega Psi Phi, man. Known for getting kicked off the yard. Right. No, every college that I matriculated to, you know what I'm saying? Right. Those brothers could never maintain their position on the yard. Right. They were always, on some sort of probationary period or restriction, getting banned because of the hazing. That's just a part of their culture. Right. You barking like a damn dog. It's just so embarrassing. Right. They've already dehumanized us enough. So now you want to personify a dog or a monkey, the alphas, and with that ape nonsense. Oh, come on, man. It's heavy. You know, when it comes down to the Greek letter organizations, either the emphasis was on Greek, Egyptian, or Roman culture. And you can look at their crest and you can see very specific things, like we'll just say the AKAs, for instance. On their crest, they have, I believe it's Atlas, which is a Titan, you know. And that in itself is the worship of another god. That's polytheism there. So if you're a Christian and you want to pledge AKA, you're literally you're worshiping another god. The Kappas, they got to have a shrine. Kappa Alpha Psi, the KA Psi, the ones that had the canes and they do the shimmy and, you know, the noops, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? They have to have a shrine. And it's got to be their colors, cream and maroon or whatever that color is, red. It's not quite red. It's like, you know, it's like a maroon color. They have to erect a shrine in their homes. The Deltas, they have the bust of Mithra on their crest, which is another god. It's an idol. So they teach you to practice polytheism, paganism, you know, idol worship. That's all it really is. Who's got Anubis? Anubis is, I believe that is that dog-like god. So the Omegas, I try to find the correlation between the symbols. You know, I know the Omegas, they have that bulldog or whatever, but in spirit, that's literally, you are worshiping Anubis. And then we talk about the Alphas and their love for Egyptology. Shalom, Yishkatah. What's going on, sir? We got a weapon in the building. You know what I'm saying? Weapon of the Lord in here. But yeah, it's just so much. There's so much to unpack, even with respect to that. When you really take time out to study that, you'll see how divisive just Greek life is. It's caustic to brotherhood. And they all talk about how, you know, they're big on brotherhood. They promote sisterhood. When they're creating divisions, you're separating them from the other student body. Right. You're making them feel like there's something because they can wear this paraphernalia. They got these letters, you know. But Jim Muhammad talked about the whole mentor-mentee system and how you have to put up with a certain amount of torment at the hands of your mentor. And it's usually, you know, some gay ritual. You swapping an egg in your mouth and you get spanked on your bottom with a paddle. I remember I took a psychology class. There's 300 people in this class. And one of my brothers, you know, in the world, he was standing up in the back of the classroom. I'm looking like, bro, there's seats in here. Sit down. Like, why are you standing up the whole class? This class is an hour and some change. And you standing up the whole time? He couldn't sit down. Because they had brutalized him. You know, they make sure you wear, you got to purchase white underwear, white undergarments. They want to see, you know, what type of damage they can inflict on you. That don't have nothing to do with brotherhood. That's the spirit of Sodom. Go ahead, brother.
So, like, if I may, like, you know, what's so heavy, what you saying is like, that's Christianity right there. Yeah. It made that brother so docile that he got beat so bad he couldn't even sit down, man. And imagine how we get beat up when it comes to Christianity. We don't even want to stand up for your rights.
Right.
We stopped doing that when we got into the Christian church, man.
That's right.
We became so docile because we think that God loves everybody. We supposed to love everybody too. Good, nice.
No, you're absolutely right, man. That's one thing. That's one of the reasons why I knew I couldn't join. The nigga had one time to put his hands on me. And the whole line, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you. Y'all might get me now. But you're gonna be looking over your shoulder on campus. It ain't the way to live, you know. That ain't no way to live. I'm gonna pick you off one by one. We ain't gonna speak no evil, you know. It just is what it is, you know. Anyhow, let's get into these scripts. Let's go to John 8:32. The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
Come on. It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Damn right. So the brother said, ye shall know the what?
And ye shall know the truth.
That ye is you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. The whole world. They need to know the truth about who God is, who the Most High Power is, who Christ is. It's not some stringy, dog-haired, white man.
Right.
That's never been who Christ is.
That's right.
That's a false image. That's Caesar Borgia, man. Second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. He was a homosexual. He was gay. Excuse my French. You can't even say that.
Right.
But he was gay, and he had an incestuous relationship with his sister, Lucretia.
Right.
I believe they have a special on Netflix, and it's a light version. They let you see, some of the ins and outs of how evil and wicked and vile the Roman Catholic Church is. Okay. But beyond all that, that ain't Christ. All right. Christ is a very dark-skinned black man from the tribe of Judah, man. That's right. And the sooner you come to the realization of that, the more this Bible will make sense to you. The more it makes sense that Joseph, Mary, and Jesus could flee thee into Egypt. Because I keep thinking, like, how was 3 white folks going to go down into Africa and hide out from Herod? How's that going to happen? I don't understand that. Right. But you got 3 melanated people, 3 people of color going down into Africa, blending in with the people. That makes way more sense to me. Now the Bible makes sense. Right. But as long as you putting, white folks in the position of the Most High Power, of Christ, of all the prophets, all the patriarchs, it ain't gonna make sense to you. Right. It's the reason why you can fall off into Christianity. And that strong delusion. It's confusion. Organized confusion. That's all Christianity is. Right. And it's teaching you to worship the so-called white man. All right? That's right. Say, you shall know the truth and what? Yeah, we should know the truth. Who are we? What is our name? Are we African Americans? Are we Africans? Are we Americans? What are we? Because I know. Go ahead, brother.
Come on. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
Right.
And the truth shall make you free.
That's right, man. The truth about who we are, the truth about our culture. Like we're talking about brotherhood, man. That is our way of life. Ain't no getting around it. We will never have anything as a nation of people until we start to embrace the minor tenets of brotherhood. Me looking at you and recognizing that I have to love you as I love myself. Right. You see another black man, you need to extend that type of compassion. You see another black woman, Hispanic, Native Indian woman. You got to extend that type of compassion, that type of understanding, that type of care, love, and support for each other, man. We family. There's no getting around that. I ain't talking about the family that we're used to. We talk about the dysfunction of where we come from. We all come from dysfunction unless you was raised in the ISUPK. Don't give a damn if your parents were together. You still celebrated Christmas. You still ate pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Your dad still freaked off with the girl across town, but he's supposed to be monogamous according to what, they teach in the church. There's abject dysfunction in the earth. Right. Without the order of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are teaching the truth of the Bible, the truth of God, the truth of who Christ is, the example that he set for the world. All right. The world of Israel. Okay. All right. And the truth of what?
And the truth shall make you free.
That's right. We gotta break free from all that mental, spiritual, and physical, those physical chains of bondage rooted in disobedience. We don't even understand that our freedom, the way we get liberated is in being obedient unto keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. That's true liberation. That's true freedom. It's not believing in the Declaration of Independence. Right. It's not believing in the oppressor's constitution and his Bill of Rights. There ain't no freedom in that for you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. We got to wake up. Our liberation comes from learning about the God of this Bible and the expectation that he has on his people that he chose, which so happen to be so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. I'm going to sound like a goddamn broken record here tonight. That's just what I do. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Get that through your head. Israel only, all right? Right. Drop that. Go down to Galatians 4:16. Good night. That Frank is hitting. Shout out to Officer Zion Ya'ala, man. Came through with the real, that raw uncut. It's a lock in. Oh my goodness. It's the Brotherhood class, man. We're going into Brotherhood scriptures. In every school across the world, in any ISUPK classroom, brothers are going to be going in on scriptures pertinent to brotherhood, okay? Galatians chapter 4, verse 16.
Come on, it's the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy?
Right.
Because I tell you the truth?
Who's speaking here?
Salaki, sir, this is Paul speaking.
Okay. And he's speaking through what?
Through a letter, sir.
Oh, okay. This brother know. Officer Kudam locked in. All right. So Paul wrote this letter, and he's speaking to who?
Salaki, sir, he's speaking to his black, Hispanics, and Native Indians that was scattered in Galatia.
Most High in Christ. And he's saying what now?
Am I therefore become your enemy?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Salaki, sir, it's like he's asking a question like, I done came your enemy, man. Y'all hate me. I'm your brother. But y'all, you can't stand the very look of me. Like, even me coming around, y'all, I've become y'all enemy now. It's like they say, running up on the ops. Salaki.
Just think of when you first come into the truth and you come into the knowledge of who you are as the only royalty on the face of the earth. Right. You start talking that talk. You start teaching before you get authorized to teach. That's the spirit of the Lord, though. It really is. That zeal to want to inform other brothers and sisters, because that's love, too. You know? You want to let brothers know that, look, man, it says right here in Deuteronomy 28:68 that the so-called oppressor is our enemy, man. Oh, here, cargo slave ships right here in this verse. Oh, it talks about bondmen and bondwomen in this verse right here. This is talking about us. Okay? You doing everything in your power to help brothers and sisters get this thing, right? But what happens? Is the truth well received? Why not? What usually happens when you tell a brother, look, man, hey, I know y'all want to celebrate Thanksgiving, but this goes against, the brotherhood that we're trying to maintain and establish with the Native Indians. This is the so-called oppressor's way of gloating and glorying over conquering the Native Indians. Or you shouldn't have a Christmas tree. Come on, mama. That Christmas tree is an idol. This is literally the worship of another god. Officer Zion, Salaki.
And Salaki too. I can't help but when you see this word enemy in the scripture, it's almost like if you see a deer in the headlights, if I may, they almost pause. Like you're foreign to, what I'm saying, the person who you're talking to. Therefore, it's almost like you got a crossbow and a deer see you with the crossbow pulled back. Right. Like y'all look at he know that whatever you're about to do, either you're gonna have mercy on him, or right, or either that's gonna be the end of him. That's how it is when you hit them with the truth. They're almost like a deer in headlights. You know what I mean? You ever hear somebody like, hey, here it goes right here, Deuteronomy 28:60. It's almost like they look at you and like
don't know what hit them.
Yeah, like they looking at you as has to be a problem with the way you're thinking. But it's not. Oftentimes, like we learn this truth, and like you said, you trying to teach somebody, they look at you like this is something that you came up with. Like what you're teaching can't be the word of God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're looking at you. This is something you guys been indoctrinated into, or we've been brainwashed with. When it's not that, it just some of us have a natural yearning for not being dummies,
right? Not
being fooled.
Right.
And our lives as Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, we live a life filled with foolery. And when you teach our people the truth, it come off. We will become your enemy,
right? Because
we stand in the way of what you really want to do with your life, and that's whatever that you want to do with your life. You understand?
That whatever is very, very broad. What do we normally fall off into? It ain't in serving the Lord. That whatever it usually has to deal with some carnal lust, some lascivious spirit. That's what that is. All right. We get met with, oh, you live in your truth. You live your truth, I'm gonna live my truth. There's only one truth. Truth is absolute. There ain't no gray areas when it comes down to truth. Either you are or you aren't. Either you in or you out. There is no middle ground when it comes down to serving the Lord. All right. There is no middle ground. There ain't no great area when it comes down to being obedient. When it comes down to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. When it comes down to you being a brother or a sister. Right. Ain't no gray area. Either you are or you aren't.
Right.
Either you're an enemy or you're a friend or you're a brother, right?
Right.
All of my friends are in here. I don't have no friends in the world, man. Right. I have 0 friends in the world. All of my friends put on black, did their 90 days, earned a name, got a pair of damn boots, some fringes, and they stand with me at camp. I go to war with my brothers. I'm in class with my brothers.
That's right.
I know who my brothers are. I know what the hell they doing with their time. I know what the hell they doing with their money. I see the sacrifices that my brothers make day in and day out.
Right.
But what say you? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing with your time, with your money, with your resources? What are you doing? You ain't in here.
That's right.
Anyhow, to hell with you, man. You know, that's between you and the Lord. I'm done holding that burden, you know, worrying about brothers that decide that they want to leave the truth. That is burdensome because you give so much of your love and attention to these brothers.
Right. And
you would hope that it would be reciprocated. That's what love is about. I read something somewhere where it was like, man, it was heavy. This girl said something about she wants to be poured into as much as she pours into others. So it's like, man, she wants a reciprocal effect of if you're giving love, you would hope that the love would come back.
Right.
But that's not the case if you're a priest and prophet in here. That's not the case with Paul. He was given absolute love. He was given the love of God. And this is the reason why he wrote this. Right. Read it again.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Yeah, man. Now we the ops because we're at variance based off of what this book says, what this Bible says, right, contrary to whatever the hell you were taught or whatever, however you feel or whatever you think you know. Right. Now we enemies because I'm standing for Christ and you standing for your goddamn self. Right. Now we're enemies. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You see where I'm at. I wish I could pan the damn camera so you can see who's doing the work of the Lord. Instead of when feast days are, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. You know, I'm not your enemy. I'm a brother. I love you. It's the reason why I'm here. We have somewhat of an open door policy in here. All right. If you come in and you do what you're supposed to do, you can stay in here. But you start to deviate from, you know, the law, statutes, and commandments, you cannot stay in here. That's a guilty conscience. You know you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. You're not going to come around the people you know are upstanding and righteous and striving to be righteous, doing everything in their power to be approved in the sight of the Lord. You're doing whatever I think you're doing. I mean, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I was taught to give my brother the benefit of doubt. I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. Anyhow, and read that verse one more time, brother. And then I want to talk about cognitive dissonance. I have a tab pulled up. Yeah, we're going to talk about cognitive dissonance with respect to this verse. You know, us becoming enemies. Read it again.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Right, because I tell you this, put down the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You hate me. Because I tell you, stop smoking goddamn cigarettes because you're going to get cancer. Put down them black and milds. Stop getting them backwoods. It's turning you to a gay. I don't even know how to say it anymore. There's so much you can't say. Censorship is real when it comes down to the truth. If it was in the church, you can say whatever the hell you want to say. In some fake Israelite group, you can say whatever you want to say. Because we in here, we get censored. We're the ops because we want what's best for you. We want what's best for our nation. You got that article? Cognitive dissonance. So this phenomenon is what Paul was vaguely speaking about. All right, there's certain elements of cognitive dissonance that we're going to go over, and maybe we can gain an understanding, so we can be able to level with one another as brothers, as family. You're supposed to be able to you're supposed to love your brother. You're supposed to love your sister. You're supposed to forgive your brother. You're not supposed to harbor an alt with your brother. What's that? Brothers be holding grudges. You're supposed to have no grudges. You can't hold a grudge against any of the children of Israel. That's the spirit of the oppressor. That's what the oppressor does. That's not our nature to hold grudges. That's the Hatfields and McCoys. That's what they do. Right. That ain't what the Williams and the Jenkins do. We got to bury the hatchet like the Native Indians once did. Look that up. It's a very old, ancient ritual. Burying the hatchet. Making peace with one another. Making peace between the tribes. Because war is not good for the land. Right. War is bad amongst brothers. The earth was crying because of what Cain did to Abel. Read that article, Baba Kushah.
Cognitive dissonance. What to know? Cognitive dissonance is the discomfort a person feels when their behavior does not align with their values or beliefs.
That's right. That's when you become the op. When you tell them to put down that Christmas tree, right, and not buy them dumb behind bastard children Christmas presents or birthday gifts. Don't buy that whore, them Valentine's candies that you want to buy her. No, don't take her to get no facial. Don't take her out to eat. Don't do nothing special on Valentine's Day because it's the worship of another God. Right. When I speak like that, oh, it's a problem. It's a problem. Keep reading.
Come on. It can also occur when a person holds two contradictory beliefs at the same time.
Yeah, you're a Christian, but you celebrate Christmas. You're a Christian, but you celebrate your birthday. You're a Christian, but you eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. That ain't the example that Christ left for us. You ain't truly following Christ's example. Christ was perfect. He didn't offend. He didn't break any of the law. That's in our laws. Right. To not do those things, to not eat any pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster. Bible says it's an abomination for us to even touch those things. Okay? But because we stuck in the Christian church, because we stuck in some false religion like Islam, this nigga's trying to be Buddhist in 2023 because of Jay-Z. You want to embrace the religions of the world, of the other nations, because some dumb rapper told you to. Read that again. It can also occur when what?
It can also occur when a person holds two contradictory beliefs at the same time.
Yeah, man, we can't be walking contradictions. It's high time for us to stop being hypocrites. If you want to be a Christian, if you claim to love Christ, you should be doing what Christ did in this book. The way you walk, the way you talk, your conduct, the way you dress, the way you wear your hair, all of that should be reflective of the example that Christ set. Right. But Christians don't reflect the Christ of this Bible. They reflect Caesar Borgia in spirit, literally. They do everything that he was doing. He was a murderer. He was a rapist. Had sex with his own sister. Right. He was gay. He poisoned people. I mean, this dude was vile, wicked. Broke, busted, and disgusted. Right. He wasn't broke. He wasn't broke, which I think is the reason why he was able to be so vile and disgusting. Okay. Keep reading.
Cognitive dissonance is not a disease or illness.
Right.
It is a psychological phenomenon.
Psychological phenomenon. Keep reading.
That can happen to anyone.
It happened to me. It happened to me. My brother came in and ripped that 3D hologram of a white Jesus off my family Bible. I'm looking like, what the hell did he just do? I'm waiting for the lightning to strike in the living room. Ain't no lightning strike. I had that psychological phenomenon known as cognitive dissonance is what I was experiencing. But my brother didn't turn into my op that day. He didn't turn into my enemy that day. This is my brother now.
That's right.
That was an outward expression of love.
That's right.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. He had to rip that 3D sticker off that Bible, man, in order for me to get it. In order for it to absolutely mean something. Keep reading.
Come on. American psychologist Leon Fitzinger first developed the concept in the 1950s. Scroll down.
Yeah, keep going down to under what is cognitive dissonance.
Come. Cognitive dissonance occurs when a person holds two related but contradictory cognitions.
Yeah, the way that you think
or thoughts.
Yeah, your cognition is basically your thought processes, right? The way that you think. You say you love God, but you celebrate your birthday. You are God for the day. If you knew the origin of birthdays, you will worship this God for the day. So if you God for the day, where's the worship of the Most High Power? I guess God takes the back seat on that day.
Right.
You get to do whatever the hell you desire on that day. People bake cakes in your honor and they sing alms in your honor on that day. You do a satanic ritual on that day. Turn the lights out, light a candle, make a wish. That God ain't got nothing to do with that. That's you. That's a different thought process there. You're not kingdom focused. You're not focused on serving the Lord. Right. When you celebrate your birthday. It's a very simple thing. Keep reading.
Come on. The psychologist Leon Fitzinger came up with this concept in 1957. In his book, A Theory of Cognitive Dissonance, Fitzinger proposed that two ideas can be consonant or dissonant.
Right.
Consonant ideas logically flow from one another, while dissonant ideas oppose one another.
Like me having the mind to, when my brother ripped that thing off the Bible, I got to know more. Now I have to go into the understanding of who Christ was, what he looked like. Since you ripped this off my Bible, I want to be in the same mind with my brother because I understand the value of brotherhood, us being united and not divided. Oh, go ahead, sir. Salakia.
And Salakia, just for understanding, what at the time were we even using the Bible back then? You know what I'm saying? When you first come into the truth, I know you talk about being a Christian. We talk about being Christians in the world before we come into the truth. But how many of us were actually using the Bible?
Right. You're absolutely right. Christians don't read the Bible. No, I wasn't using it the way it was supposed to be used, precept upon precept. The way I was taught to read the Bible was like a storybook, you know, and not really pay attention to the details. It's almost like we are a very judicious people. Lawyers, the way they think, you got to have a concrete premise for your argument. Right. If I'm going to make an argument against this person, the state's going to make an argument against you being a defendant, you got to have enough concrete evidence to validate your argument. So if I say don't eat no pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, I should have precepts to prove, to back it up. I should be able to show you different instances as to where we were penalized for violating this rule. You get it out of the horse's mouth, what the Most High says about it. But if you are a Christian, all you focus on is the New Testament. You just focus on Jesus. You're not worried about the things that were written aforetime. So you are devoid of understanding. You don't have that wisdom. Or if you are a fake Israelite, you know, a Tanakh only, Torah only Israelite, you don't accept Yahweh Mashiach, you don't accept Christ. Don't make sense. Keep reading.
Kanawakan. For example, a person who wishes to protect other people and who believes that the COVID-19 pandemic is real might wear a mask in public. This is consonant.
That's right. So your thoughts, the way that you think, are aligned with your actions, the things that you do. This is the difference between us and the world. We actually apply the things that we learn from the Bible to our lives practically. We put it in practice. Okay? This is how you separate yourself, or this is how you become holy or set apart. When you actually start doing what the Lord requires of you instead of what you see everybody else doing, what your pastor is telling you to do, what your grandmother taught you to do before she died, a miserable death. Keep reading.
Kawakana. If that same person believed that COVID-19 pandemic was real, but refused to wear a mask, their values and behaviors would contradict each other.
Right. You believe that COVID is real. You see people, you know, every day they were showing the hospitals and how the hospitals were overran and they didn't have no beds. They was running out of oxygen. People were stealing masks.
Right.
The so-called Jewish man, all the schemes that they were running during that time. They're supposed to be God's chosen people, but you're hoarding masks unto yourself. You lying and shucking and jiving and stealing, robbing Peter to pay Paul. If you believed in this COVID thing, you would wear a mask, but you walking around maskless. You believe that there is the microchips in the vaccine instead of you honoring a physician, as the Bible teaches.
Right.
See, there's a real difference between what we do and what you do. I'm putting all this on the Lord. So if I'm wrong, blame the Most High Power. Who could do that? I'm just putting my trust in the Most High Power. This is how you prove your faith. It's not what you say. It's not your goddamn lip service or your intentions. It's actually in what you do, your conduct. All right. Keep reading.
Kawakan. This is called dissonance.
Right.
The dissonance between two contradictory ideas or between an idea and a behavior creates discomfort. Festinger argued that cognitive dissonance is more intense when a person holds many dissonant views and those views are important to them.
Yeah, it's important to you to go to the strip club, but you love your wife. It's important. This is a part of your routine, but you breaking up your household because you love whores. And your wife ain't, you know, she can never get right. She's always getting the abnormal pap smears because you're sticking your rod in every damn thing. Being a lascivious bastard, man. Now, a man can have more than one wife. Well, rib is what we call it. My wife is serving the Lord. That's your wife. That's what you married to. You got to get married to this. You got to become one with this. All right. Where we at?
We the signs. You want to do the signs of it, or you want?
Yeah, let's get the signs real quick.
Signs of cognitive dissonance. It is not possible to observe dissonance
Let's go down to defense mechanisms. Let's go
Okay.
there.
The defense mechanisms fall into these three categories.
Now, this is real interesting. I looked at this and I was like, man, you know, I've seen three different mechanisms. I've seen 5. I've seen 7. Just for the sake of time, we're gonna go into these. All right. And this is the Brotherhood class. Now, I want to become your enemy because I tell you the truth. All right. You ready?
These defense mechanisms fall into these three categories. Avoiding.
Oh,
This involves avoiding or ignoring the dissonance. A person may avoid people
A person may avoid what?
people,
A person may avoid what?
people
Okay.
or situations
Oh, wow. Keep reading.
That remind them of it, discourage people from talking about it, or distract themselves from it with consuming tasks.
Do we have any examples of this, of avoidance that y'all want to speak on? Anybody? Examples of avoidance? Go ahead, brother.
Kind of like, you know, when you're talking to your mama or Uncle Charles, and they talking about Jesus, Lord, and God, and then, you know, you come in there and sip your coffee, and you bring up the fact that Christ is a black man, and that the Bible is written to Israelites only. Oh, no. They want to talk about LeBron James and Jordan now.
Mm-hmm.
Or ain't that pie burning in the kitchen? Let me go check on this pie real quick.
Change the subject.
Yeah, they'll change the subject real fast. Or change the channel. Or they'll just start singing a gospel song to drown you out in your speech.
Oh, how I love Jesus.
Yeah, rocking back and forth, holding itself.
Boy, that's a demon. If that ain't a demon, if you never saw demonic possession, tell a Christian the truth. Really start busting these scriptures down, breaking them down so they can understand them, so they can experience this dissonance. And it's not a malicious thing. We don't use these scriptures to hurt. That's not the spirit of why we tell you the truth. It's not so that we can become enemies. It's so that we can become better brothers to one another, so that we can become better sisters, man, to each other. Better family, a better family. We can get rid of this abject dysfunction that we used to. All right. Keep reading.
The second one is
avoiding. Hold on. I just want to talk about avoiding.
Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Because niggas will find every reason under the sun to not come to class.
Right.
Or to not teach a class. Or to not hold down their Shamar day. Oh, go ahead.
I got a slave.
Oh, yeah. Your slavery is more important than you holding true to your office as a priest.
Right.
See, man, that kind of hits home. Because at one point in time, I was using my slavery because of the dissonance I was experiencing. So we use avoidance. Like, niggas don't know. You ain't no doctor. You act like brothers don't have slaveries.
Right.
Like, brothers don't work 8, 12, 16 hours and still find the time to come in here and do the Lord's work. This comes first. To hell with that slavery, bro. That slavery ain't getting you closer to the kingdom of God. If anything, it's separating you from it. It's removing you from the brotherhood. It's removing you from the love of the Most High Power.
Right.
You blaming slavery on you not holding true to your office. It's like you being a coward, man.
Right.
You can't be a coward and be next to me. None of my brothers are cowards. All of my brothers hold true to their office.
Right.
All of my brothers are absolute warriors.
That's right.
And when you come around, you got a lot to prove. You got to make up for a lost time. You got a lot of ground to cover in order for you to regain my trust, in order for you to regain the love that I have for these men that stand shoulder to shoulder with me at camp. I got 5 damn kids, man. How many children do you have? We're not getting into that. We're not going to do the comparison thing. I focus on what the hell I got going on. You focus on what you got going on. And I just pray that, whatever your sacrifice is, that it's acceptable and you don't get turned away in that day. Because I want to see my brothers and sisters in the kingdom. I want to see my brothers and sisters in class, Right. I want to see my brothers at camp. What the hell are you afraid of? Why avoid me? I'm where I'm supposed to be. Are you? Are you where you're supposed to be? Stop dilly-dallying with the damn thing. He said, don't F around with it, do it expeditiously, right? Either you're going to be in or you out, man. Either you in or you out. Stop this psychological tug of war. Yeah, I'm gonna come to class. Yeah, I'm gonna come to camp. You never show. And we put false hope in you because we're supposed to, give you the benefit of doubt. But you disappoint continually. You like that absent father. We sitting here looking out the window, waiting for you to come pick us up, and you never show up. All we want to do is spend the time. You ain't even got to pick us up. We just want you in the room. But you're choosing otherwise. The hope is worth it. Let's read delegitimizing.
Delegitimizing. This involves undermining evidence of the dissonance. A person may do this by discrediting the person, group, or situation that highlighted the dissonance. For example, they might say it is untrustworthy or biased.
Oh, y'all niggas, all y'all want is money. It's just about money. You know, y'all niggas ain't got the truth. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, the white man wrote that book.
Yeah. You know, King James was a this and King James was a that. King James didn't write this. You know, he authorized it to be, you know, translated and put in mass production. He didn't write a damn thing. I never read a foreword by King James. I'm not saying there's not one out there, but I'm not hanging my hat on whatever the hell King James wrote. I'm reading epistles from Paul. That's what I'm hanging my hat on. Talk about delegitimizing. You know, you want to undermine the evidence. When I show you that the origin of all these holidays is based in sacrilege and paganism, you say, nah, you're reading too deep into it. You brothers looking too deep into that. It's for the kids. It's like, what? Seriously? No, brother. You know, you live your truth. You know, I respect your truth. How about you respect my truth? What? How many truths are there? How many? I done lost damn count. I thought there was one truth. It was based in fact. You know, you can't delegitimize the Most High Power and what he has recorded in this Bible. For blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this is our standard. We delegitimize ourselves when we fall into anything other than this as a standard of living. You focus on that money, on that almighty dollar, that becomes your God. That holds more precedence over your life than anything else. You don't have time to come spend in a class with the brothers. You don't have the time because your whole focus, your eye is on securing that bag like some hoe. I hope you get the bag. I hope it's everything that you ever desired, man. I really do. What else? We got any more examples on delegitimizing?
Yes, they'll say, it says a person may do this by discrediting the person, group, or situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you being, you know, you don't wear a suit and a tie like Steve Harvey. So what the hell you know anything about the Bible or Jesus or money?
Yeah, nigga, you don't have a degree.
Yeah, you don't have a degree.
You don't got a degree.
Or you know, that's ain't y'all a hate group?
Yeah, you're a hate group because of what some off organization, you know what I'm saying? The Southern Poverty Law Center, which is not a real government organization. You know, this is a nonprofit that some fake Jew created to delegitimize the truth of what the ISUPK stands for. We're the home of the truth. We're the only ones that are telling our people to put down the goddamn drugs, the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, stop sleeping with white women, and what's the Jenny?
Oh man,
disgusting. You see that? What was that? A butterfly? What was she doing? It was terrible. Oh, I wanted to throw up. Yeah, my stomach turned in real time, bro. I hated every second of that. It was like, what the hell are you, Jeezy? Come home, brother. Good night. The snowman, come home. You know you can have more than one, brother. What the hell? I can't even listen to his music the same. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Excuse my French, man. All right. Let's do the last one. Gucci was on his behind. It was real though. Good night, man. It's disgusting. He delegitimized himself when he did that. We got to stop doing that. Stop giving our glory, our honor to another nation. We got to start valuing each other as brothers and sisters. That's what this brotherhood is about. That's what our nation is about. It's about uplifting each other. All the other nations do it, and they're heathens. The Chinese man prefers the other Chinese men. The Koreans, whether they be northern or southern Koreans, they prefer other Koreans. Point blank, period. The Russians prefer the Russians. Africans definitely prefer each other.
Right, they do.
Nigerians prefer each other. Kenyans prefer each other. Ugandans prefer each other. The Ethiopians, they definitely prefer each other. You ever been down to the Zanzibar in DC? You go into Zanzibar and you try to, pick up on one of them Ethiopian chicks, man. She's gonna look through you. Right. She knows the value of brotherhood. She knows the value of picking a man from her tribe and not some Akata. Right. They look at us like we the servants of the earth, when we're the actual royalty on this earth. The Bible says that we're the salt of the earth. Right. And in our lowest state, everybody imitates. They try to be like us. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, man. Right. I'm not flattered, though. I'm not flattered when I see the other nations want to be like us. Be you. Allow us to be ourselves for once. So stop working against us, being able to love each other and to build upon, we want to be able to have our own communities again. And it's not in the ghetto. We want to be able to build up, the ghetto or the barrio or la favela or the reservations or wherever we're relegated to on this earth. We should be able to build up these zones and not have urban development plan a goddamn highway through the middle of our Black Wall Street, like they did in Durham with Highway 147. It's on the record. We don't have to deal with redlining or restrictive racial covenants. We don't have to deal with any of that. Right. Come on, sir.
Salakia, while Kodam is on TikTok and the heavy points that you're dropping, I see a sister said, wow, wait, what is this? You know what I'm saying? What this is, it's the truth that your Christian pastor has never told you.
Right.
It's the forsaking the love in yourself and begin to love us as a nation of people. You understand? That's what this is. If you have not known that the so-called Black Hispanics are God's chosen people according to the Bible, you understand? That's what this is. You are an Israelite by blood. You understand?
Right.
There's a particular way that we're supposed to live our lives on this earth. It's no different than the turtles swimming up on the North Shores and making sure that they can lay eggs without being told to. No different than the eggs flying, the birds flying south, during the winter months in New York. Everything has a particular job and instruction that God had laid out for us to do. The problem is when you're talking about the suffering and all the pain and agony that we deal with or have to go through as a Black community, everybody's asking why. Why did children have to die? Well, why little Tyrone is 17 years old, sentenced as a grown adult? You understand? Why Bobby Smurder is twerkulating ever since he's been out of prison? Why is Jay-Z and DJ Khaled portraying the Last Supper during the Grammys? You understand? Why is it such a running joke that you would get on the Grammys and say, niggas always running late? It's on CP time. You ever wonder why so many things that we deal with, all these bywords and all these name calling undertones that we have to deal with as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, it's all deal with because we don't know who we are. Right. And based on the question that the sister asked, she said, laugh my A off. What is this? Wait, what is this? What this is called the truth, sis. Where have you been? You've been in a Christian church. That's where you've been. And you do not know your history. You do not know your language. Everything that you think about in America starts with you celebrating this month alone, which is Black History Month. But nobody will ever sit you down, sis, and tell you that they love you and show you your history outside of just celebrating the Black History Month, Harriet Tubman, and MLK. We go 4 deep into it. I suggest that you, matter of fact, subscribe. If you're on TikTok right now, if you're hearing the sound of these priests and prophets of the Lord in the ISUPK, subscribe. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to us in Fayetteville, North Carolina on YouTube. We have school all across the nation. So maybe next time you won't have to raise your hand and ask, wait, what is this? You will know what the truth is, sis. And I'm telling you this strictly because we love you as brothers. You understand? And this is the truth that we teach all over the earth. If you have not heard it, thank your pastor for it.
Facts.
And if you do not love your brother, then you love Donald Trump. How about that? Go ahead, brother. Salaki.
Get that brother a hand, man. He's right. We at 205 West Russell Street here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. All right. Pull up. All right. But you better pull up in the right spirit. Anyhow, give me Hosea 4:6. And before you do that, read that scripture one more time. Tell them where we are, Baba Kusha. There's always some women that want to ask why. You don't ask your damn boss why or your professor why. Ask your pastor why. Salaki.
You just go get the chicken and drop it.
Yeah, you just go get the chicken and drop it. When your boss tell you to do something.
And you know who else they don't ask? they don't ask that high school basketball player that want to stick his finger somewhere that he know it does not belong.
Get the chicken and drop.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't ask that for him. You don't even know his name, but you let him, he has his finger and Lord knows whatever places that he want to stick it at. And you don't even know his name. But he is tall and wears size 12 Jordan.
Clamorous for no reason. Instead of just listening. You listen, our women have learned to listen with their goddamn mouth. You got one mouth and two ears for a reason. All right? Anyhow.
This is the book. Oh, Salaki.
You got limiting impact. Let's read that real quick. Let me get off this thing.
Kawakan, limiting impact. Slocky, let me go back up. We're dealing with the three categories of cognitive dissonance. Limiting impact. This involves limiting the discomfort of cognitive dissonance by belittling its importance.
Right.
A person may do this by claiming the behavior is rare or a one-off event, or by providing rational arguments to convince themselves or others that the behavior is okay. Alternatively, people may take steps to try to resolve the inconsistency. It is possible to resolve cognitive dissonance by either changing one's behavior or changing one's beliefs so they are consistent with each other.
That's right. That's right. What we did, we just went over some of the defense mechanisms that we endure whenever we tell you the truth. You know? Yeah, Most High in Christ. Yeah, the water for pulling that up. What verse were we just on before you go to Hosea 4:6?
Khan, this is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16.
Right.
Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Yeah. Most High in Christ. Now drop that. Let's go to Hosea 4:6.
Khan, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
Damn, that's heavy. That's a lot to unpack there. That's a whole hell of a lot to unpack there. That can give you that can elaborate on the why. This is why we're doing this, because our people are what?
Destroyed for lack of knowledge.
You tired of seeing black men get gunned down by the police, or beat down by the police, or just the system? Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of not having enough for your children? You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but you're quick to question the priest is extending love to you. You don't know nothing about none of this, but you're quick to be so damn inquisitive and vocal for nothing. You want to be heard. We're doing the work. We trying to raise our people up from the destruction of being joined to America, of being joined to the Christian church. All the falsehood. Y'all watched the Grammys, and everybody was so enamored with the Grammys. You hold those entertainers in high esteem, and they performing these rituals in front of you. You are the blood sacrifice. Because you're going to personify everything that you saw. Whatever the hell they come out with, Beyonce with her Renaissance. What was the theme for Renaissance? Renaissance to what? To what? She ain't bringing you back to the truth of God. She's not trying to uplift our nation to being the great nation that we were at one point in time in the sight of the Lord. Our men being kings and our women being princesses. Our brothers getting back to the priesthood, recognizing that we have a real obligation to be obedient and serving the Lord. You asking me why? I'll give you 1,001 goddamn reasons why. All you got to do is shut the hell up and listen. Right. Tune into our classes. Get out of your own goddamn way, man. Right. And I know that's rude speech. That'll give you a reason to, oh no, they got rude speech. That brother said GD. Lock here. Read that verse again. Tell them where you are.
Khan, it's the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Right.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
And we get destroyed because we don't understand that we are supposed to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
We get destroyed because we don't understand that we're supposed to love each other, man.
Right.
Being Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. There's something special there. We always talk about it. You know, you go into a room and it's nothing but white faces. You are looking for a black face. Why do you think you do that? That's your why. That's your why right there. Why are you doing that? Because brotherhood, it's central to our culture. Right. Okay? This keeps us from being destroyed. When I can join with my brothers, we can come in here and read these scriptures and get to the truth of the matter, man. Right. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What don't we know that's destroying us? Right. We think that we could join the police department and be treated as the other white officers. I was listening to NPR this morning. They were talking about how fast these brothers got convicted or charged and removed from their position. Turn them badges in, turn in your gun. They put on these handcuffs. You know, when a white officer kills a black person, though, it takes time. They'll be on desk duty before they get them handcuffs, before they become officially charged. That's why we get destroyed. Because we think that we are equal participants in this great experiment called America, man. And we're not. We are the slaves in America. Our position has not changed at all. That's right. It hasn't. Look around. Why do you live where you live? Why? Why? Answer that goddamn question. Right. Why do you live wherever the hell it is that you live? Read that again. My people are destroyed. What? Go ahead, brother.
Salaki, what's so heavy you bringing out too? You think about it too when it came to the weapon that George Zimmerman used. You understand? It was sold on eBay or Amazon, and it was glorified basically. So y'all glorifying the destruction of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Yep. You understand? And it's like you said, it's like we always have these scoffers and scorners that want to run their mouth. You understand? But they don't know a damn thing when it comes to us because they have no sympathy for us, which is why we say America has to be destroyed. Right. Because these people are beasts on the earth, man. Yeah. They have no love or compassion for us, and we do nothing but been showing them love and compassion for over 400 years, man. Right. Black lives matter. We just want our lives to matter. Right. We don't want to rule over you. We just want our lives to matter. But that's still a protest to our damn protest. What in the world is that? Like, Salakia. Oh, yeah. You're right.
And so like one more thing to the dumb that's on TikTok. Yes, we do speak Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? But we speak English while we're in class so our people can understand. You understand? How else are you gonna understand what's being said? We're taught English, and if you're so smart, here go the other question: what was Black, Hispanics, Native Indian first language before our tongues were cut out and we were scalped as Native Indians? Just to speak the English language. So what was our first language then, dumb? You don't know. If you look, I'm gonna move over here to this board right here, and if you look across, see in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach the Hebrew. Right. You understand? We read the Hebrew. Matter of fact, dumb. This is what I want right here. Hold this up for the dummy right here, brother. Baba Kusha. You see this dumb? We teach the babies how to write the Hebrew. That's you understand? Right.
That's right.
Now, what did your mother teach you? You're a grown man and you sit down to pee. Yeah, hands of praise. You still praise dancing. You 56 years old, praise dancing. No, we teach the truth according to the Bible, man, and we are humble brothers, man. You won't find a group of brothers that's more humble and accepting to help our people than the brothers that's in the Isupk. Your Christian pastor with them Ferragamos that he likes to buy, and all those nice expensive suits that he like to buy. Your pastor, your Freddie Gray, they're not Freddie Gray. What's his name? That is his name, ain't it? Pastor Gray. All of them like to spend their money on nice suits, and why in the hell you're suffering in the ghetto? Right. Commander Junior Hunter in the Isupk, he has taught us to never do that and to always love our brothers and sisters, man. Right. Keep rocking.
Right. No, damn right. You absolutely right. We speak Hebrew. If we spoke Hebrew, you wouldn't understand that goddamn thing we were saying. Right. You would have scrolled. You would have kept scrolling. That's right. But because you see Negroes in authority, or what looks like we're in authority, we're speaking pridefully. You don't want to hear that. We know what the hell we believe. We know we teach in this school. Right. Oh man, I don't know how the hell you do TikTok, bro. I swear, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I be wanting to just get to it. You know what I'm saying? You hide behind that keyboard. Come in here and sit in class. Right. Ask that dumbass question. Right. I bet you'll have some humility. Right. I know you'll have some humility. Or the guard will be opening this goddamn door with your head. That's right. But stay on TikTok. Stay behind that computer, that laptop. It makes you feel like a real strong man, you know? Okay. You're really good at this job. Right. You know what I'm saying? Good night. So our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? Because we don't know we're royalty, because we don't know we're the salt of the earth, right. Because we don't know that the Lord expects us to move in a certain way. We don't recognize each other as family. We get destroyed out here. Right. We try to join the other nations. We want to become police officers. We join Esau's military. We join these Greek fraternities and sororities because we don't have the knowledge of this Bible, man. This is our paradigm. This is what's going to give us the structure in order to live, survive, and to thrive here on the earth. The earth was created for our sakes. Right. It really was. And the second we recognize this as being fact, everything will change. Right. It'll change overnight. But you got people coming with the spirit of dissension. That's right. Hate to see brothers coming together in the spirit of in a separate spirit now. Right. This is something new. So now that cognitive dissonance, run the class back so you can learn something. Right. All right. Understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. That psychological phenomenon that you're experiencing right now. All right. My people are destroyed for what?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Yeah, you reject the knowledge of us being God's chosen. Right. You don't even want to think about Christ being black. You could care less about a black Messiah. But that right there is key. That changes the whole narrative. It absolutely makes sense now. Right. Now you can understand the Bible. You understand it's written for and by blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Now it makes sense. Because it don't make any sense if you put the so-called white man on these pages. He's Edom. That's who our oppressor is. All right. Nowhere else in here. All right. Amalek. That's who our oppressor is. When you're thinking about the greatness of this Bible, is you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. We all play a role with respect to our nation being great. There's so many stories. David was what? A shepherd boy. Right. He was a child when he killed Goliath in the spirit of the Lord, man. Think about those Israelites, those sisters that disregarded what Pharaoh said when it came down to killing the man children. The Bible says that the Israelite woman is lively. You know, our women have real value here. We're gonna celebrate Purim soon, right? Right. So go ahead, sir. Salakia.
I see this TikTok is very entertaining.
Oh, I hate it.
And see this guy here say that, you know, we're racist, right? Mm. And the problem is they'll say that because we just have a different ideology of what America tells us we should do and say out our mouth. So the question I have for you, Mr. Dum Dum, was America ever racist? And if that's a yes, what did America build with it racism? Answer that question, Dum Dum. Go ahead, Bucky.
Man, he talking about we racist. Oh man, we can't even use that anymore. But the Most High has a special people that He chose. Go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Let's pull that real quick. We'll come back to Hosea 4 and 6. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. You can kind of get a base understanding as to why we feel the way we feel about our brothers and sisters, why we feel the way we feel about ourselves. Okay? It's a very interesting thing, because you're not going to learn this in the Christian church. You ain't going to learn this in the Roman Catholic Church. You're not going to learn this in any mosque or in Islam. You're not going to learn this anywhere outside of the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, all right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Right.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That brother's seasoned. That's a seasoned priest there. Emphasis on above and not beside and not behind. The Lord is not about diversity, equity, or inclusion. He don't give a damn about none of that. Read it again. 7 and 6.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the holy people, meaning the separate people, the set apart people, the severed people from all the other people on the face of this earth. And it says, we what? Unto the possessive pronoun. Unto means belonging, right? Unto who?
The Most High thy power.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not only are we separate, set apart, and severed from all the other people, we belong to God.
That's right.
So this thinking of, they teach us that we're slaves. That's your first lesson that you learn. If you're so-called African American, you were taught that you were a slave.
Right.
You're not taught that you are a holy, set apart, severed people from all the other people, belonging to God. You're not taught that. But we teach that in here, because that's what we're learning in this Bible. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Keep reading. Unto who?
Unto the Most High thy power.
Unto the Most High thy what?
Thy power.
So the Most High power is our power. Alahayim in the Hebrew.
That's right.
We speak Hebrew. You dumb bastard. Unto the Lord thy power. Keep reading.
The Most High thy power.
The Most High thy power
has chosen thee.
Emphasis. They said it twice. The Most High power is letting you know that you belong to Him, and He'll fight for you. He is your power. All right. Our weapons of warfare are not carnal, even though you see me in this vest. All right. Thy power, what?
The Most High thy power have chosen thee.
He did what?
Has chosen thee.
Who did He not choose, though? He didn't choose anyone outside of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
So that's the reason why you on the live making your comments, because you know your people weren't chosen.
That's right.
You know that God don't give a damn about you nor your prayers.
Right.
The Lord ain't with you, but the Lord is with so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
And we pray, oh, heaven and earth, move. Right. Keep reading. The Lord chose us to what?
Have chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself.
So we are special unto the Lord.
Right.
You can't understand why niggas do what niggas do, why black folks do what they do, why Hispanic people do what they do, why Native Indians, why they are the way that they are. Man, nah, yeah, you choose the sides now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Are you a brother? Who is your father? Who is your father? Because you see that we understand, according to the book of Numbers, that our pedigrees are established through our father.
That's right.
You know? So if your father was a black man, I ain't talking about African, I ain't talking about no filthy Hamite, I'm talking about a Negro, all right? Then maybe you are a brother. If your father was a Hispanic or a Native Indian, I'm talking about feather, not the red dot. Okay, ain't talking about the East Indian, the Native American. Okay, the indigenous to the New World. All right. Are you a brother? Keep reading that verse.
Come. The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
And we are supposed to be special. That word special, it just means peculiar. It just means different. We walk to the beat of another drum, the drum of the Most High power. We don't do what we see everybody else doing, man. Oh, well, log off. Log the hell off. Shalom. Yeah, go warm up that Joel off and have a nice night. Good night. The hell? No, you're not my goddamn brother, man. You're wasting our damn time, but it's okay for the sake of the other brothers and sisters that's on the live. Keep reading.
Kawakan. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. That sounds like black supremacy to me. That sounds like black superiority, black and brown superiority. Right. That sounds like, you know, rulership and authority. Right. You know, you just racism that you speak of. You know, your beef ain't with us. Your beef is with God. Right. Your beef is not with the Israelite school or universal practical knowledge. That's right. Your beef is with the Most High power, the God of Yasharallah, the God of Israel. Okay. Deuteronomy 7:6. Have your pastor break that down to you. Okay. Since you're not going to agree with what we say, you're not even going to understand how we breaking it down. All right.
He said you hate your own actual African brother.
Now, you're not my goddamn brother. If you were my brother, you wouldn't have sold us into slavery to the white man for rum and for firearms. You wouldn't have sold us into slavery for refusing to eat that goddamn chimpanzee you like to eat, the grass cutter that you like to eat, that bush meat that y'all love to eat. You would have never sold us into slavery for the sake of our cleanliness laws, for the sake that we want to remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. We're not sticking our head underneath no cow's behind so we can have orange hair. Go ahead, brother.
If I could, Adawan, this is the Zondervan Compact Dictionary Bible.
Right.
And it says, Ham, the youngest son of Noah.
This is who you are. This is exactly who you are, who your people. This is the progenitor of your people, the forefather of your people. Mr. TikTok man. Keep
right. Kawakan. Probably about 96 years before the flood. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes,
good night,
but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, Canaanites.
Yeah, all of them.
Right.
All of them. Oh man. You know what? I have no love in my heart for the so-called Hamite. You know, they look down upon the so-called Negro. They call us a kata, then they demean and belittle us, and they won't acknowledge their crimes, you know, the hand that they had in us enduring the transatlantic slave trade. You won't talk about that. Not one goddamn canoe came across the Middle Passage in search of the brothers and sisters that got sold into slavery, okay, because of your lust, because of your carnal desires to want to worship the white man. That's who your God is. You worship the white man, all right? We could give a damn about an African, all right? We are not Africans, okay? They actually named your people after a white man, Leo Scipio Africanus, man. Your people is a conquered people, you know? You got so much to say on TikTok. Go back and make Africa great, you know? Solve the kwashiorkor problem that y'all have. You know, those babies with the distended bellies. Yeah, let's see. This what y'all known for. You know, it's ridiculous, man. You share it. Yeah. This who y'all are. Eating with your goddamn fingers like some heathen, man. It's ridiculous. You know, Ham's always been questionable. Oh, you put me on mute. Look at this. You won't even share it with your brother. Look.
You're okay. So then you enter, say, present the chop, now you go just chop. Eh? This thing where you put on now, they are not on their own. You can put on for your mouth. You're okay. So then you
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Ain't no way.
behave yourself. Next time,
Selfish.
you will not enjoy it like this. Behave yourself.
But short, more so. Hey, yo. What in the world? Oh my goodness. Y'all know y'all wrong. It's ridiculous, man. This is a base people that we're dealing with. We're supposed to be special. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. We can't be like that. We got to share with one another, man. We're not eating no fufu, no igisu, no jollof. All that's out the window, man. It's a dub on all of that. All right? The black man is known for fried chicken. You ever had collard greens? You ever had that? Pinto beans? Cornbread? You ever had that? You know what a goddamn hush puppy is? It's real food, all right? Well, Salakia, yeah, man. You and this damn TikTok, Kodam. I'm going to have you in council, brother. Salakia. All right, where we at?
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
That's right.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
That's right. Because we think we Africans. We think we African Americans. The Africans are named after a so-called oppressor, man. Leo Scipio Africanus, as I mentioned earlier. And Amerigo Vespucci. That's who they named you after, so-called Negro, the black man in America, the so-called African American. That's who they named you after.
And Salakia too. The African guy said, was there fried chicken in the Bible? Yes, it was fried chicken in the Bible, dum-dum. And you would know that whether you can read it in English or the Hebrew.
Yeah, man, I don't waste my breath on Africans or any other heathens. You know, I'm here to edify so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. All right. So you said Hosea 4 and 6 said what now?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
That's right.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Yeah, we tell you that you're greater than the African. We tell you that you're greater than the so-called Edomite or the Elamite, the so-called white man of the East Indian, right? We tell you these things, and you hate us because of it. Right. You reject it. You reject it. You want to be relegated to the position of a slave. You'll accept that as being your history. When I tell you that we come from a nation of kings and priests and princesses, you won't acknowledge that. You won't accept that as truth, but you'll accept the lesser. Make it make sense. That's insanity to me. Right. Why wouldn't you want to be the greatest on the face of the earth? Right. See, our people have taken on this defeatist mentality because of Christianity. Okay? Christianity will always have you on your goddamn knees, worshiping some other God, worshiping some other people. All right? We're not Christians in here, although we follow Christ. We follow his teachings to a T. That's right. All right.
So like this guy said, why is he sitting up like a king while the other guy sits so low? You see, you don't understand a classroom. Matter of fact, you've never been to a Christian church and asked your pastor why you can't come on the pulpit.
I am a goddamn king. That's why. That's why I'm sitting here. I earned the position to sit in this seat because I'm teaching a class that you keep interrupting, that you keep disturbing. Just stupid questions.
And so like it too, the Bible said we are a nation of kings and priests.
That's right.
And you know what else? That brother, what's his name? Tyree Nichols. Maybe if the Scorpion 5 would have seen him as a king or a priest, maybe they wouldn't have beat that brother to death, man. Just maybe they would have had a little mercy and say, you know what? As a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, we are all kings and priests, man. Right. Maybe we'll stop selling drugs to each other. You understand? If we seen each other as kings. but we're too busy trying to live this oppression and the oppression system, a systematic oppression, tearing each other down, man.
That's right.
So when you see a brother that is strong, that has his house in order, has his rib, has his wives in order, first thing you will say because of America as toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Back in the day, toxic masculinity kept the drugs out of our communities. You understand? Toxic masculinity kept our women from aborting their children. You understand?
That's right.
Those things were powerful. But guess what? We're dying over nothing today here in the empire, man.
That's right.
When are you going to wake up and realize that you can be a king, soldier? When are you going to wake up? Instead of asking all the question, when are you going to live up to your full potential? Or you just base it on whatever somebody tells you what you're supposed to be? Keep rocking, brother. Salakia.
Nah, you too wild, by the way.
We're gonna leave TikTok alone.
Nah, you
Because
too wild,
Kodam, you're gonna make me go get another TikTok account, brother. Salakia.
I don't see how you do it, man. I just don't have the breath to waste on these heathens. You know, they're gonna find out soon enough. All right. I'm only here for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I don't waste my time with the other nations at all. You know, they see and they can say or think whatever the hell my job is not to educate you because you rejected us. You didn't give a damn about us. Oh, you care now when the nigga get on the mic and has a platform, you know. But other than that, I mean, you don't care about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. What have you done for so-called Negroes, spicks, or wetbacks? What have you done? You've done absolutely nothing. All you do is fill your belly and you worry about, you know, fulfilling your own lascivious lust and desires. You don't help anybody. Right. That's what we do with our lives, man. We are literally sacrificing our lives for the sake of our people. For our people to put down the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and to remove themselves from, you know, giving their spirit over to America and to Christianity. Right. That's what the hell we do. What are you doing? You on TikTok arguing with a prophet, on TikTok arguing with a priest. You ain't gonna get no sleep tonight. Right. Just know that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Lord, good night, man. So where we at?
It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge,
right,
I will also reject thee.
That's right. All Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that reject this knowledge of who the Most High Power is and Christ being a black man, a very dark-skinned black man from the tribe of Judah, or the fact that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people, or the fact that we got to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. You reject this, what the Lord said he's going to do?
I will also reject thee.
Yeah, you get rejected. You already know how it feels to be rejected. We're the nation is not desired. Right. Don't nobody like no Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Right. Nowhere. Even the filthy Africans speak out against you. Right. The filthy Africans speak out against you. You know? Keep reading.
Come. That thou shalt be no priest to me.
Right.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power.
How you going to be a priest of the Most High Power when you don't know the law? You don't know the law of Yahweh. You don't know the law of our power, man. You don't even know the name of God. You don't know the name of your nation. You don't even know what tribe you come from. You're too busy trying to strive to be an African. You reject Africa for Greek, to be in a Greek letter organization. Before that, you tried to be a what? Police officer. Right. You want to be a white man. You don't know what the hell you want to be. We're telling you what you're supposed to be in here. Right. All right. You're the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth, man. Right. It's about time that we started to live up to that. Live up to our reputation of our forefathers. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob specifically. Jacob became the progenitor of the nation of Israel, had 12 sons. And those 12 sons became the 12 chiefs or the 12 heads, man, of the 12 tribes, of the so-called lost tribes. Right. They're not lost because here in the ISUPK, we know exactly who we are. You mind panning to the 12 tribes chart over here, Baba Kushah? If you ain't on that goddamn chart, you're wasting your time. Right. You know, ain't no sense of you logging into the class. If you log into the class, you're logging in for your edification's sake. In your life, you should pattern your life after serving those people that are on that chart. Your life's work should be in servitude unto people that are on that chart. Right. You should empty out your bank account unto the people that are on that chart. Go to www.isupk.com, man. Start paying tithes to the school. We'll accept tithes from a freaking heathen. Maybe the Lord will have mercy on you. You know what I'm saying? You can pay tithes, but you can't come in here. You're going to be able to come in here and sit at my feet.
Right.
Anyhow, he says, I will what?
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power,
Right.
I will also forget thy
And
children.
there's no legacy in doing away with or forgetting the law of God, man. You want to have children, the Lord will forget them kids. Right. You wonder why they die of whatever, SIDS or whatever's affecting our children. The reason why they're not surviving is because you forgot the law of God. Right. That's why the Lord ain't with you. He ain't with you or your kids. That's right. To hell with you and your damn kids. That's what the Most High said. That's right. All we got to do is be obedient, man. All right? We talking about brotherhood tonight, man. Let's go to 1 John 4, 20 and 21. 1 John 4, 20 and 21. You know, we're going to talk about love, and we're going to talk about the Most High power with respect to brotherhood. Brotherhood is what holds the fabric of our nation together, okay? This is one blanket right here. When we're joined together in the spirit of loving each other righteously. How do you attain righteousness? It's through keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. Right. There ain't no other way. There is no separate instruction when it comes down to us. This is the way. This is the only way that we have not applied to our lives practically. You've been in Christianity, but you haven't learned this Bible in the Christian church. You damn sure ain't gonna learn what you're supposed to do if you read out of a Quran. You might as well take that to the next time. Take that to the bathroom next time your bowels get to moving, because that's all it's good for. All right. Goddamn toilet paper. Tell them where you are.
Khan, this is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God,
right,
and hated his brother, he is a liar.
Who said that they love God? Who professes that they love God? Yeah. Go ahead, speak into the mic. Pause.
Salagi, sir. The Christian church says they love God.
Yeah, the Christian pastors say they love God, right?
That's right.
All those imams on Farrakhan says that he loves God, right? Creflo Dollar says that he loves God. Eddie Long said that he loved God. You saw that Eddie Long did not love God.
Right.
Why didn't Eddie Long love God? Why didn't he? What was he doing to his brother? He's putting rod in his brother, man. Right. Eddie Long was putting rod in his brother, and the Lord killed him because of it, man. Repaid him to his face. We saw Eddie Long. He was strong, wearing the Under Armour in the pulpit.
Eddie Long was having sex with teenage boys.
Most High Christ.
He contracted baby AIDS. They didn't let it go, but he shriveled up like a broom, and died. You understand?
Right.
He was having sex with teenage boys on private islands. That's what they do in the Christian church.
Salakia. Yep. I be speaking in code, okay? Eddie Long was gay. All right. He was doing things that the God of this Bible strictly forbids against. You ain't supposed to, a man and a man can never, they're not supposed to interact with each other like a man would interact with a woman. All right. That's an abomination in the sight of the Lord. But here in America, they say it's totally appropriate. And that's just another lifestyle. It's your choice. You don't have a choice if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You will get put to death. You will get that house in Virginia, all right? That's right. Later on, you're going to contract AIDS, and you're going to die a gruesome death, all right? The Lord's going to repay you to your goddamn face because you rejected. You rejected the knowledge of the truth. You rejected these law, statutes, and commandments. You rejected the tenets of brotherhood. You didn't care that you were destroying another brother. You ain't want to talk about the actions. It's disgusting, you know? Anyhow, it's like trying to put two puzzle pieces together that just don't fit, you know? You're going to damage both of the puzzle pieces.
It's a lot too.
Nah.
I read these comments, this brother say the Black KKK, but you never heard of the ISUPK ever dragging an oppressor out of their home with their wife and children and beating them. You understand?
Never.
You never heard of us dragging somebody out of their home, hanging them up with a noose and hanging them. You understand? The KKK went into Tulsa, Oklahoma, and burned down Black Wall Street.
That's right.
You've never seen a congregate of black men get together and do the things that the KKK and do in America, man, or has done in America. Right. You understand? There's no comparison. We come up and tell the oppressors simply about the atrocities that we face here in the empire, man.
That's right.
That's it. And we use it, and we do that using the Bible and the words of the Lord only. You understand?
That's right.
But because we use the words of the Lord, we gonna be persecuted.
Right.
That's what they say. You hate us because we tell you what?
The truth. The truth. That's right. No, you too up, sir. Listen up, you dumb bastard. Right. We're not the Ku Klux Klan, all right? Like my Ottawa said, we've never inflicted any of the hatred, the vitriolic hatred or violence that the Klan has perpetrated on our people. All we're doing is telling our people to put down cigarettes, stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, stop celebrating holidays, come out of that Christian church. Stop worshiping the so-called oppressor, the so-called white man. Stop striving to be like the other nations. That's what we teach. We get hated like the Klan. You put us in the same category as the Ku Klux Klan? Anyhow, keep reading that verse.
Come. If a man say, I love God and hated his brother, he is a liar.
That's right. Eddie Long was a liar, man.
Right.
You know what it means to be a liar? I hate to. You ever been called a liar? Don't feel good to be called a liar. That's right. You know, if someone calls you a liar, that means that you are devoid of truth.
Right.
It means you're being dishonest. We real back here. We real in the ISUPK. This is the home of the truth. Right. We're going to tell you the truth even when it hurts, even when it's difficult to do. We do that. We make that sacrifice. We don't give a damn about our feelings. And we'll sacrifice your feelings for the sake of saving your goddamn life. Right. All right. He's a liar for what?
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
You don't even show love to the brothers that you around every day, but you profess the love of God that you've never seen, of the voice of God that you've never heard. You can't even show love to the brothers you see every single day. Make that make sense. But I guess it makes sense when we believe in the metaverse. They push these video games like, you know, like it ain't nothing. You can exist in an alternate universe. It's okay, you know, you could believe that if you believe in Santa Claus and reindeer and leprechauns and the Easter Bunny and damn naked babies shooting arrows of love on Valentine's Day. It's easy for you to say you believe in God and hate your brother then. That's why you got to remove yourself from all of that crap. It's all nonsense, man. It's all vanity. Right. And here, we give you a truth you can stand on, a truth that's real, something that is absolute, all right? It's the word of God.
That's right.
What's more true than that? You know, how you, anyhow. Good night. Keep reading.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth the Most High loveth his brother also.
Right, man. If you profess to love God, you got to prove it with loving your brother first. That's what comes first. Loving other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Stop giving your love to these other nations. These other nations, they never gave a damn about us. All right. They sold us into slavery. They put us in bondage. They continually oppress us. They negate our importance. You know, they don't believe that equity, inclusion, or diversity is extended to us. They care about themselves. They care about their people. They care about their nation. They don't care about us at all. All right. We have to start caring about ourselves. We have to start caring about each other as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. That's the purpose of this class, all right? That's the reason why we teach this class every Tuesday night. That's right. Commanding General Yohana, you know, he's doing what your pastor would never think to do, never thought to do. You probably come from a long line of pastors in your church, and none of them emphasize the importance of brotherhood. None of them emphasize that brotherhood is synonymous with sisterhood.
Right.
You know, your pastor promotes division. Your pastor promotes divisiveness. He'll welcome politicians into the congregation. So now you got to choose. Am I going to be a Republican? Am I going to be a Democrat? Am I going to be, you know, an independent? Whatever the hell that is. Yeah, you're going to be a Q dog. You can be doing the shimmy with the noobs. What you going to do? You're going to be ooping like an 8 with the alphas? You gonna be a Freemason? Them brothers that travel? Is that what you want to do with your time? Or are you gonna come in here and serve the Lord, man? Yeah, damn right. Most High Christ. Let's do one more. Matthew 5:22. Let's go there real quick. Got a few minutes. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22.
Come on, it's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22.
Right.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Yeah, man, we were talking earlier about, you know, I was going to go into the scriptures of how to deal with a brother that leaves the truth, you know, but we got distracted by some goddamn heathens on TikTok. But that's besides the point. You know, there's other people that are in the comments that happen to be of Israel. Okay. And for their education, for their understanding, we had to deal with them. But anyhow, whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause, why would you be upset with your brother without a reason? You think about the culture of America and divisiveness and what they promote. My brother, we talk about how entertainment has been weaponized against us, our own entertainment. You can't turn on the radio without hearing about conflict. They turned the Grammys into conflict between two brothers. You know, was it Offset and NUEVO, right? You know, it came. But I love my sister Cardi B. I know she don't promote the most, you know, tasteful music, but this sister's real, and she's got a lot of love in her heart. She really does. You know, I pray she comes out of the world. You know, but anyhow, it's very, very important that we learn to love each other. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to what we see on the silver screen, all right? All that is fake. Black people literally love each other. Black men and black women really do love each other, all right? We just have to be told that. See, these truths are not being reinforced within the earth. You're getting false narratives from this section and from that section. You know, they pit us against each other. It's the reason why they allow your woman to have child support, right? It's the reason why, you know, your pastor, the most famous, favorite, well-paid pastor on the earth wrote a book called Woman, Thou Art Loose, right? Loose from what? Right. Your obligation of being a sister, your position of being a wife. Right. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are the prize. Right. You are the prize, all right? And the kingdom of heaven is going to be established here on the earth, but not until we start to recognize the value of brotherhood, all right? And that's my time. I'm going to pass the class over to priest and officer, Quadam Ban THAWADAH, Ban Yasha'Allah. I'm sorry, Christ, man. Yo, you already know. Come on, man. Let's get this thing done. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait. Yeah, come on now, brother.
Man, give that priest of prophet another hand, man. Most High Christ.
The water, brother. The water.
Right. We are the Isupk, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, operating under Commander Jenny Hanna. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother and sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher.
Right.
Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Purim, which is going to be the 14th and 15th day of the 12th month Adar, which will be held Sunday, sundown, March the 5th, 2023, and sundown March the 6th, 2023.
Right.
You can find it in Esther, the 9th chapter, the 20th verse through the 31st verse, man. You understand? Get with the the one that is that talks about or tells you where we're going to be having it set. You know, we will be having updates to let you know which school we will be at soon.
Right.
You understand? Just stay tuned, Baba Kashab. It says Salakia. And all the you go on the bulletin boards and wherever in the respective places in the school, you understand, and check out, we do have the 54th Lord's Annual Passover that's going to be hosted by Commander Junior Hunter, you understand? In Raleigh, North Carolina, was it 500? What is it?
It's 500 South Salisbury Street.
500 South Salisbury Street, Raleigh, North Carolina, the convention center. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are definitely invited. You understand?
That's right.
Come on down, man. We're gonna show you how to celebrate or serve the Lord, man, and enjoy our brotherhood and our sisterhood, just like also Bankial showed up tonight, man. You understand? It says if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, headband, and scarf. And with that, I Majum, mean to stand. Sisters Irshab, you mean to stay seated. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, my Shabbat, I Majum, Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatam.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatam.
Yahweh Matah, Sar, meaning turn and face the sisters, I Majum, meaning stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Majum Shabbat, I Majum, Barak. Yahweh Shema Ladab Shem Yahushua. Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.